A lot of these spiritual beliefs are just for your own interpretation, and sometimes it's really easy to interpret things in a way that's more convenient for you, you know? So, hello, it's Ty, and now we are doing a late night something where I'm just gonna talk. I'm gonna get into it, okay? I'm gonna explain everything, okay? Hopefully y'all can feel me on this. How spirituality can remove accountability for some people. So where do I stand at when it comes to spirituality? Because it's been months since I've created my YouTube channel, and a lot of things change. Now I wouldn't say I'm necessarily spiritual, but I still believe in spiritual practices. I still believe in spiritual beliefs, but I wouldn't consider myself spiritual. And then I thought about it, right? I thought about, what the hell does spirituality even mean? What does it mean to be spiritual, you know? Because there's so many people, so many different definitions. Like, somebody might be Christian and consider that spiritual. Somebody might be an atheist and be considered spiritual, or consider themselves spiritual. So it's really this gray area where a lot of people have their own definition of it, and it's not this one defined thing. Of course, you can come up with a definition or two that is like this blanket definition, but in a way, some people decide to make their own rules to it. It's like this thing that means everything and nothing. Spiritual, just like people who are in religions, you expect them to carry themselves a certain way, right? And then you see the actions that they do, and you're like, this doesn't necessarily line up with the beliefs that I thought you believed in, you know? This seems like very contradictory. You know, your actions and what you say you believe in doesn't necessarily line up from what I'm seeing. Spirituality, more than just any specific religion like Christianity that has a book, they basically abide by their own rules, you know? I hate to use this example, but it's kind of like a cult, okay? I'm not trying to call these people cult leaders or cult followers or nothing. I'm just using this as an example. So when it comes to cult leaders, they make their own rules, you know? They make this quote-unquote religion, and they make their own rules that they abide by. But it's very convenient to them. Whatever they want to do, they're gonna make it a rule that I can only do it and nobody else can do it, you know? Like, there's cult leaders out here who are literally like, hey, I'm gonna have sex with your wife and with your children because it's for a greater purpose, you know? They have some elaborate explanation for, oh, you just don't understand. This is just something that needs to happen. You know, they come up with some type of explanation. And when from the outside looking in, you're gonna be like, what the hell? This don't make no sense. But when it comes to a cult, this whole community, these people believe the same thing because it's a certain community. They have a hive mind. They've convinced each other that these things are true. Going back to spirituality, when it comes to certain people who are spiritual, I feel like they remove certain accountability because they come up like with these elaborate explanations that are always seeming to be convenient for them. You know, I don't want to be around certain people. I have to be by myself and just not socialize, even though I know I need to socialize, but I'm gonna not socialize just because I'm quote unquote protecting my energy, right? And I was like that when I first started, but I realized I can't do that. I can't live like this. There's things that I need to work on, and I'm trying to use this convenient explanation as an excuse. And when it comes to westernized society, females or whatever, you feel me? There's a lot of females who believe in astrology. A lot of females believe in it more than guys. I'm just saying that there's a lot of them that believe in it, and sometimes I feel like they believe in it so much that it becomes dangerous, right? Astrology kind of puts this blanket personality on individuals, you know? Like, oh, you were born at this certain time and this certain year, this certain month, this certain day, and then the stars and the moon and everything align, and now you have this personality, right? And some people really judge you off of that, and they don't even know you. They haven't even given you a chance to prove who you are. This is prejudice. That's what it is. It's prejudice. And I think it's really dangerous because you can really miss out on a good person because you believe so strongly on this person's zodiac sign, like, oh, they're a Gemini, so they're two-faced, so they're gonna be fake, so they're gonna be this way, you know? Like, I don't think that's safe. I don't think that's cool. I'm not saying that you can't believe in it, but take it very lightly. Don't be a prejudiced person, man. I don't care if you're spiritual or not. I don't care what you are. Give people a chance to prove themselves to you, because let's be real, man. If you really take astrology to that extreme, to where you judge someone off the rip simply off of their zodiac sign, that's just like somebody walking up to me and being like, oh, he's black, he's going to steal. You know, sometimes people even use their own zodiac sign as a way to remove accountability for their actions. Like, oh, I'm this zodiac sign, so I'm just gonna be a little crazy. I do some crazy stuff sometimes. Like, no, you're just an asshole. You know, just be real with yourself. You're just a shitty person, and you need to own up to it. You know, don't blame your zodiac sign. Don't blame these stars and this moon and all this stuff, all these external things. Blame yourself, okay? Blame yourself. Take accountability for your actions. Don't be promiscuous and be like, oh, it's just because this is in retrograde, and then also I'm this zodiac sign and they're this. Like, don't do that. You know, like I said, spirituality is this gray area, meaning that you can say things and you can believe things, and it means everything and nothing at the same time. A lot of these spiritual beliefs are just for your own interpretation, and sometimes it's really easy to interpret things in a way that's more convenient for you, you know? More convenient for you, so you don't have to do too much work, or you don't have to improve on yourself. That's what I'm getting to the bottom of. I just want people to take accountability for their actions. I'm not excluded from this. I found myself trying to do this with spirituality, using spirituality as a way to get me out of uncomfortable situations, because I'm like, oh man, no, these people low vibrational. I can't be in Target for more than 6 minutes because this is just a low vibrational plate. Like, bro, come on, man. You can be spiritual all day, but there needs to be a point where you come back to reality and realize, like, you're still having a human experience at the end of the day. So experience it. You're not here just to be, oh, I'm so spiritual and I'm not having no experiences as a human being. Like, no, you haven't lived long enough, you know? Experience things and learn. You don't know nothing to be true unless you go through it and you study it, you know? Spirituality is your intuitive feeling, that feeling within you that tells you to do certain things, right? And the problem with that, there's a lot of pros with it, okay? It's a double-edged sword, right? And for me personally, like, this is my favorite part of spirituality, because I really believe in my intuition more than I believe in anything else. I do. I'm not going to lie. But sometimes it's easy to have your perspective jaded by your own biases, you know? Like confirmation bias. Anything that you want to believe, you're going to believe it, you know? Sometimes my intuition was clouded by my own biases, by a specific outcome that I wanted. My judgment wasn't as good as it would be if I didn't have an opinion already on certain things, right? Like, going back to the promiscuous thing. Some promiscuous female, right? She'll go and smash somebody, and this was a spiritual, intuitive feeling that told me to do this. And it's like, you gotta come back to reality. You gotta really gauge things and see for what it really is. You just decided that you was gonna get a train ran on you just because you was bored. That's what it really is. You know, you can't say like, oh, my intuition told me this was the right thing to do. You gotta come back to earth and remember that you're having a human experience. That don't make sense, you know? That doesn't make sense. You can't justify this type of stuff, okay? You know, you still have to use some type of rationale or logic when you go through this life, you know? Like, you are a spiritual being, but you still gotta use your brain. Like I said, sometimes your intuition is really just your emotional gut, just telling you all I want to do is because emotionally this is what I want, you know? Emotionally, I'm horny right now, so I'm gonna make some bad sexual decisions. Or emotionally, I'm pissed off right now, So I'm going to hurt these people, and oh, it was just my intuition, it was just some type of spiritual feeling because this person is low vibrational. You know, it's so easy to justify your wrongdoings with spirituality because, like I said, it means everything and nothing at the same time. Now, of course, this is not with everybody, okay? I'm not going to sit here and be like, hey, since you're spiritual, I believe that you just have bad judgment. I'm just saying that everybody is different. Some people have better judgment than others. But I just felt like this was something that needed to be brought up because this is a new perspective that I have on this thing, you know? I love spirituality, but I think it always needs to be multiple perspectives on certain things, you know? And I think that this is a very interesting perspective that maybe some people can learn from. I would say, you know, listen to your intuition, but also take into account rationale and logic and be like, hey, does this really, like, let me zoom out for a minute, you know? Does this make sense in the grand scheme of things? Or is this just my personal biases clouding my own judgment, you know? Like the video if you liked it, dislike it if you didn't like it. But don't dislike it. Leave a comment if you wish and subscribe for more content from All Seeing Ty. And I'm out, man. Peace.